Lesson 4, Unit 4, Data Analysis. Once the data is collected, it must be analyzed to identify changes, make conclusions, and develop recommendations. Analysis is the process of turning raw data into information that helps understand the patterns and trends that are useful for the project. Monitoring data needs to be analyzed at a specific time during the life of the project to identify deviations and make the required changes in a timely fashion. Analysis helps answer the following questions. Is the project on track to meet its targets? How does this period's performance compare to last period? What happened that was not expected? The project manager will use the analysis to draw important conclusions and take actions. For example, to know if the project is on track, the project manager will look at the project targets and compare them to the actual performance. With this analysis, the project manager might find out that the project achieved less than the planned targets. Now, the project manager will need to figure out the reasons for the low performance and devise strategies to increase the performance of the project. There are different methods to analyze performance data. One of the most common methods is deviations from baselines and targets as direct measures of performance. For example, the chart shows that on the 6th month, the project should have completed 15 sessions of water and sanitation workshops, but the data shows that only 10 sessions were completed. At this rate, it may not be possible for the project to complete all sessions by the end of the project. During the analysis process, there is the need to differentiate between qualitative and quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis will be used to answer questions for which structured data collection instruments, such as a survey, were used. Qualitative analysis is appropriate in situations in which a semi-structured interview is used to gain in-depth insight into an intervention. In most cases, using both types of analysis can provide a better understanding of the performance indicators. Quantitative analysis will show trends and changes, while qualitative analysis will help understand the why and how of those changes. Quantitative analysis often requires the use of calculations to show totals and averages to compare plans to target. Depending on the amount and the type of data, more complex statistical analysis may be required to describe patterns, relationships, and trends. Statistics help summarize and identify differences between groups of data that can help draw important conclusions. Quantitative analysis gives a clear sense of the amount or extent of change that a beneficiary experienced before, during, or after the project. For example, in the WASH project, quantitative data can show that 75% of program participants practiced hand washing techniques after the workshop, or that 25% of participants took the initiative to form water sanitation networks 6 months after they participated in a workshop. From these results, the project is able to learn about the strengths and the weaknesses of the intervention. Qualitative data analysis is used for any non-numerical data collected as part of monitoring. The data collection techniques such as unstructured observations, open-ended interviews, analysis of written documents, and focus groups transcripts require the use of qualitative data analysis techniques. Qualitative analysis looks for themes, coding and categorizing data, and summarizing the findings. It is a time-consuming process that sometimes requires the use of specialized software to look for those patterns and relationships in the data, usually in the form of text from the interviews and the conversations with beneficiaries. Qualitative data can be used to create a persuasive and powerful account of the way in which the project has impacted participants. Qualitative data enables a deeper insight into the participants' own ideas, their beliefs, and understanding of the project. It's also used to provide a context to the qualitative analysis. For example, The analysis of open-ended interviews with participants showed that the majority felt that hand-washing sessions were useful and practical. Qualitative analysis can also help discover stories that can help explain the changes. Here's an example of a simple method to measure performance. The performance measuring framework. The project's actual commitment is 36 teachers. The project planned to train 18 teachers by the 6th month, which is milestone 6. The data analysis shows that 19 completed the session, making it above the milestone. Based on the analysis of information, the project manager can determine that the project is slightly ahead. If the trend continues, the project will be able to meet its target. Simple analysis like this one can provide enough information to the project manager to determine the actual performance of the project and take corrective actions if necessary.